rolling.
Huh? Good? All right, let's go. All right, shalom, shalom. When the Hebrew Israelites said to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, we speak about the upliftment of Yahweh Shai, which is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father. So first and foremost, we want to give all praise and glory and honor
to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, HaKadosh.
Belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to brothers out there pushing this word out with truth and sincerity. All right? So we're just going into the fact that the majority of the earth is wicked, you know, and they're following after a wicked way, you know, a way that is not good, which is actually the ways of Satan. Matter of fact, any prince of this world has blinded them, okay? Because they're following after the prince of this world, man. They're not following after the Heavenly Father nor his Son, Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
This is 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 3. But if a gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Right.
In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of a Mashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them.
Right. That's why the glory, which is the truth, is not shining unto them. You understand? Because guess what? They were blinded by the God of this world. They're following after the majority, the world. Okay, the elect is not doing that. The elect has been taken out of the world, man. Okay? And they're moving differently. Their mindset is different. Our mindset is on the heavens. Our mindset is on, really, in the ancient world too. Okay? Because the scriptures speak about seek ye the old paths. Bring that out.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
Right. What does that mean? Matter of fact, read that one verse up.
And then, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8.
Yeah.
And then shall that wicked be revealed,
right,
whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Which is what? His prophets.
That's right.
Okay, that's the spirit of his mouth. The prophets, right, speaking his words, consuming the wicked. Okay, which is what? Which is going to be revealed, which has been revealed in this time, as the Edomites. This is why they don't want to give us no play on no airtime. They want to cut down our YouTube videos every second.
That's right.
All right. Why? Because what? We're exposing the Edomites. Right. That's the biggest secret they had, that they were the Edomites and we were the Israelites. You see, but now it's being exposed. They're being revealed for what they are.
That's right.
You see, and you can't change them. You can't change Esau. Esau's going to do what he's going to do because it's what he's prophesied to do. It's what he was set up to do.
That's right.
Go ahead, man.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
Their working is after Satan on the left-hand side.
Right.
Our working is after the Heavenly Father through his Son Yahweh Shai on the right-hand side.
Right.
See, the majority of the people on the earth, they're moving after his vibration, right? Trying to be like him, right? They want to get famous. Now, what do they have to do when they get famous? They got to do all kind of rituals, all kind of wicked sacrifices. Even Kanye West said that. He said, they had to make sacrifices I had to sacrifice my mother. And why did he have to do that to get fame and money? Because the devil is in rulership, man. Right. You got to talk to those small hats in the back. Oh yeah, Kanye, I like the music, but it's a little too positive. I need you to bring up the gangsterism a little more. Right?
I remember the quote he said that.
Yeah, but he got to talk to them guys. You understand what I'm saying? He got to talk to those guys. Right? You see Meek Mills, what is he doing? Right? Running around pretending he's a bunny rabbit around a bunch of Amalekites, because this is what they know they have to do in order to get on a certain level. Go ahead.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
All power and signs and lying wonders. So Esau, he's set up to bring forth lies on the earth. So what's happening with these people? They're being deceived by the lies of Esau and Edom. That's right. And what have we come to do? We're coming to dispel those lies. And when we dispel those lies, you know what we do? We actually shatter people's world.
That's right.
Right? They say, yo, God, everything I believe is a lie. Right? What do you mean his name is not Jesus? What do you mean he was a so-called black man? What do you mean he was black? What do you mean you're the Israelites? What do you mean the Lord's only coming for the elect? Right? So we're shattering the lies of this world, and we're bringing out the true doctrine.
This is about 2 Corinthians 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right.
Casting down imagination.
Now we're pulling down strongholds, we're pulling down lies. These lies are strongholds. These lies is what blinding these people, right? What they've been indoctrinated with since they were a child up. And they can't get that out of their mind, man. It's like a child who believes in Santa Claus. You tell him it's not true. It's like, no, what do you mean? Because he's been indoctrinated so long. Go ahead.
It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua.
Right, and bringing into captivity every thought into the obedience of Yahushua, because we're teaching the true teaching of Yahushua. We're showing you, listen, it's not what you think it is, man. You have to come under the right order. You have to teach the scriptures the right way. All right? What you got, Mahai? Okay, go ahead.
2 Ezra 6 and verse 27, where evil shall be put out,
Right.
and deceit shall be quenched.
Woo. And when is that going to happen? That's going to happen when Yahushua comes back. He's doing away with his kingdom, and deceit is going to be done away with as well. Right. There's a reason why every time you look at no one trusts politicians. Anyone with a common sense know that politicians lie. All they do is lie. Why? Because this system is based upon lies. Right? Everything, the money system is a lie. This whole financial system is a lie. That's why those banks were crashing. Okay? Because it's based upon unjust balances, unjust weights, fractional reserve banking. See, the average person, they don't know anything about those things, man. But according to the scriptures, all of that is wickedness and deceit. So when Yahushua comes back, we're setting up a righteous government, a righteous order, all right? And truth is going to prevail, man. Read that again.
It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish.
Woo.
Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Right, it's going to be declared, and it started now. It's really started back in the 70s, right? But it was small then. But then the Lord had it blow up around 2007, man. Okay? Because that was the time for the truth to flourish on the highest level. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mahai. You got something? Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 2. My doctrine shall drop as the rain.
Yes, sir.
My speech shall distill as the dew.
Yep.
As the small rain upon the tender herb,
Yep.
and as the showers upon the grass.
There's going to be a point where they're going to really address us, right? But now they're starting to address us little by little. You know, I believe Tucker Carlson even mentioned us. Said, oh, they're trying to silence those Hebrew Israelites. Well, I don't agree with it, but they try to no, because remember the apostles met Tucker Carlson and he spoke with him. So a lot of the things he already knows from talking to our apostles. Okay? Because they told him about the mark of the beast. They told him about all that, man. The ships, right? So-called UFOs, and he just mentioned that the military has been seen. And show you he's the devil too, because he acts like, oh, I wonder what they. But he spoke to. He knows what they are, man. Okay. So, anyways, even these military people, they've been debriefed on these things. Okay, these things don't report about them. Okay, these are enemies from other. Why? Those are the angels, man.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and they're just scoping the scene out. But they're getting ready to come back with Yahushua in the thousands to take this place out, man.
That's right.
It's going to be glorious, man.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead, man.
This
Oh,
the book of...
brother. Who's reading? Read that again. Read that. No, read Mahi's thing again. Because you got me in the spirit so much.
Good. This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 2.
Listen, if this thing don't make you in the spirit, maybe it's not for you.
That's right.
Go ahead, man.
Deuteronomy
He's getting me hyped up. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 32 and verse 2. My doctrine shall drop as the rain.
Yep.
My speech shall distill as the dew.
Yep.
As the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass.
That's it. And that's what's happening now. The truth is flourishing. The truth is spreading. Okay? That was it on that? Yeah, that was it. Okay, beautiful. Read yours.
Nahum 3, verse 1.
Yep.
Woe to the bloody city.
Yes, sir.
It is full of lies and robbery.
Full of what?
Lies and robbery.
Lies and robbery. How did they get this land? Let's start with that, man. Okay? How did they get Canada? Okay? All you got to do is read a history book. It was based upon lies, deception, and robbery. All right? The main place that's tied to, though, is America. But this is what Esau does everywhere. Yo, watch this guy. Watch this guy. All right? But the main thing is that keep your eyes open, bro. All right? And the main thing is that it's dealing with America, man. Okay? The bloody city, man. All right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nahum 3, verse 1.
Yep.
Woe to the bloody city. It is
Yep.
full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not.
Right, the prey departed. Now, who's the prey? Where the Israelites are the prey. We're the prey. Okay? What does it mean we departed not? Meaning we're captive there still. You see? Them Jakes is still over there in the ghettos or whatever the case may be, man. You see what I'm saying? You need, first of all, you need a passport to travel anywhere, man. And then you need to own some substance to get land and whatever the case may be, man. Or a housing. All right? So the majority is not gonna be able to leave. All right? Go ahead. That was it on that? Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit,
yes, sir.
The kingdom.
And this is the exact way that the Edomites have established their power on the earth. Read that again.
It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries.
Unrighteous dealings. Right? Go ahead.
Injuries and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right. So everything they got was by deceit, and the kingdom was translated from one people to another. All right. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be translated, excuse me, from one people to another. Hey, watch out now, watch out, brother. Watch out. Okay? Keep moving, man. Keep moving. Gotta control them spirits a bit. Go ahead, man. Passing the argument, that guy stopped. I remember seeing that video too. Like, there was a guy that was there, he said, stop. And he stopped. And he went back, he said, no, come back. No. He came back and he said, stop. Stop. And he was playing, controlling the spirit. You know? Go ahead, man. But that's just them spirits getting active because the truth is out. Go ahead.
Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
It's going to be translated from the Edomites to the Israelites. That's right. Point blank, period, man. And there's nothing that Esau can do about it. Everything that Esau is doing, he's putting all this money into his what does he put most of his money into? So it's not just me. I thought it was me. I thought it was wicked before. It's not just me. All right? What did they put all their money into, brother? Weaponry. Esau's constantly putting money, billions and billions of dollars into war. Weaponry. Advancement to war. Why? One of the reasons is because they know the outside force, which is the angels, is coming back and Yahweh trying to take them down, man. Right. And what did that military guy say? He said, listen, their technology is about 1,000 years more advanced than ours. Esau was trying to quantify something. You can't quantify how advanced the spiritual weaponry and bodies are. Are you kidding me? That's light years away. What you got to say?
And it's from their weaponry started with Tobel Cain, right?
Oh yeah. Ooh, good. That one, brother. Get in the camp. But anyways. I used to say that. I'm like, but that's how it starts. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, it started with Tubal Cain. He was a what? Okay.
This is Genesis.
You don't even have to get it, brother. It's okay. We're not even going into that right now. All right, but Tubal started with, that was the spirit that was in Cain. That was the spirit that was in Tubal Cain. That was in the spirit that was in Lamech. Okay. Right. Lamech was the guy. He made an actual gangster rap. Yeah. The first gangster rapper was Lamech. He said, "I slew a man in my," and it's in the scriptures. He basically made a poem about murdering somebody. Okay. And then where did that spirit go from there? It went into the Edomites, man. Right. It went into Esau. It's the same story of Cain. It went from Cain and Abel to what? Jacob and Esau, man. We're Jacob and they're Esau. Simple. But the funny thing is, all throughout the ages, they try to paint us like the wickedness. Good. What you got, Salaki? You got something else? Okay, read what you got, brother. Give me 2 Ezra 6 and 7.
This is Isaiah 31 and verse 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not power, and the horse is flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall.
When the Lord comes to take this place down, both the one that's trying to help you, right? If you try to uphold Esau, no, please, right? Go ahead.
When the Lord shall stretch out his hand,
or if you need to get assistance from the government, get assistance from the government. Go ahead.
Both he that helpeth shall fall.
Both he that helpeth, go ahead.
And he that is hoping,
and he the one that's being helped, go ahead.
Shall fall down, and they all shall fall together.
Right, ain't nothing they can do to save themselves from when Yahweh Shai comes down. Right. And Yahweh Shai says he's coming to make war. Matter of fact, give me that. He's coming to make war, and it tells you the first place he's going. Give me Isaiah 6, emergency scripture. Give me Isaiah 63. Go ahead. But we're going to read that one first. Read that. Read that. All right? Read it out, Mahai. Read it out. All right? Yeah. Okay.
This is Revelation 19. This is Revelation 19 and verse 11.
Yeah.
And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse.
Right, that represents the chariot that the Lord is coming in.
Woo.
Heavens is going to open, and they're going to see him come from the spiritual realm. All right, because the spiritual realm is all around us, they can't see it. You got angels all around us right now. You got demons all around us. Okay, you saw an individual with demons on him. Okay, that was demons that he had on him. Right? Okay, you see? So guess what? The spiritual realm, when Yahushua comes, he's cracking the clouds. He's coming from the outer space, but he's also coming from the spiritual realm. Man.
That's right.
So they're going to see him come from the sky, man. Right. And first of all, they're going to hear a trumpet. The whole earth is going to hear it, man. All right? The windows are going to shatter. People are going to be afraid. Okay? And then what? He's going to let out a shout. Scripture says he's going to let out a shout like a travailing woman. Oh, it says he's going to stir up jealousy. Man, listen, man. Don't get me started, though. Go ahead, man.
It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
Yes, our Lord Yahweh Shai. Let's go.
And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
That's right. And he's making war against them. In righteousness, he's coming to make war. Okay? And judge them. All right? He saw what has been done to his people. He saw what is being done to the earth. How the earth is being destroyed and polluted, man. Under the wicked rulership of these devils, man. Why? Because their whole thing is greed. They don't care what they do as long as they get money. That's the mindset of the wicked. All right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 63, and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom?
Right.
With dyed garments from Basra.
That's right.
This that is glorious in his apparel.
Yes, sir.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Yep.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to
He's
save.
coming to save who? The nation of Israel, starting with the elect. Only the elect first. Okay? That's who he's coming to save. No matter where they're from, no matter how they look. Any elect, the Lord knows. The angels know who's an Israelite. You can't trick the angels because the guy might look like a so-called Chinese person, but his line goes back to the Israelites. Oh no, oops, oh shoot, that was an Israelite that killed me. He looked like a Moabite, my bad. No, the angels know exactly who's who, man.
That's right.
Okay?
That goes into the parable of the wheat and the tare.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So,
exactly what I was
you know, you can't go around judging people based on their appearance.
Right.
You know, and not bringing them to the, you know, you have to judge by the spirit by the spirit.
That's right.
Judge the spirit by the spirit.
That's right. That's right.
So, like the brother said, the Lord knows who everyone is.
Right. Right.
He's going to gather his elect from all the world, from all the nations.
That's right, brother. That's right. Go ahead.
Real quick, this is Matthew 24 and 31.
Yep.
30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
Why are the other people of the earth going to mourn? Why is all the nations going to mourn that he's coming? Because he's coming to take them down. He's not coming for their good. He's coming for our good, man. He's coming to help us, man. Okay? From the strong, the enemy that was too strong for us, man. Scriptures tell you that. Oh, fear not, thou worm Jacob. I've come to help thee. Okay? Go ahead, man.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Yeah, from one end of the Salaki, his elect from one end of heaven to the other.
That's
so
right.
That means you got the elect where? You got elect in America, you got the elect in Egypt. Okay, you got the elect in Mozambique. All right, around those areas, right? Holland. I was thinking, oh, that's the spirit. I was thinking about those brothers too. The Holland brothers, Germany, right? You got the elected in Jamaica, all around the earth.
Israel.
Right? Yeah, a lot of Israel probably might be some elect over there too. Right? Because you had those Demona Israelites that went over there too, right? So ultimately, right? You got so guess what? The Lord is coming to gather the elect from all those parts. He knows exactly who's who. He knows exactly who his servants are. Man. Go ahead. And ain't none of you Christians gonna get beamed. Don't be looking, oh Jesus, don't be looking to get beamed up, man. He's only coming for the elect of the nation of Israel, man. Go ahead. As a matter of fact, the disciples never called themselves Christians. They were called Christians in Antioch. Okay? There's no such thing. If anything, they would have been called Hamashiach. Go ahead.
Isaiah 63 and 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury.
So the Lord is going to be angry when he comes back, man. He's looking at everything that's going on. right? The transformer agenda. He's looking at all that. He's looking at what Yuval Noah is saying, okay, and Klaus Schwab. All these devils are saying the pride that they're speaking against the heavens, man. And that proves that these are the Edomites rule, because he spoke about how he would blaspheme the heavens. Oh, you can watch like Family Guy and these different shows. Even the so-called, if you want to say the so-called white Jesus, whatever, you know, that's not how it looks, right? But regardless, they're really making fun of the Bible when they do these different skits and things like that. Satanic skits. You see what I'm saying? And they can put that in children's TV shows, and you know, they got one with Baphomet, right? They got one, girls having sex with Satan in Disney. What's that about? Because this is a satanic world. You can't see that? This world is wicked, man. The rulers are wicked. They're moving after the working of Satan, man.
That's right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. And I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury,
Yes.
and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
Right, so where's all the love? The love is for the elect. Go ahead, man.
And I will stain all my raiment.
Yep.
For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come.
The year of my redeemed. Who's he going to redeem? The elect. Matter of fact, hold on. Emergency, get Revelations 11 and 18, man.
The book of Revelation chapter 11 and verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets. And
so
to
that's his redeemed. His servants, man. He's coming to give a reward unto them. That's the ones that are going to be redeemed. Everyone's not going to be redeemed. The majority of people are not. Okay? None of these other nations are going to be redeemed. But the majority of the nation of Israel is not going to be redeemed. Go ahead.
And to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyed the earth.
Right. And who has destroyed the earth? Under whose rulership has 3/4 of the water been polluted? I mean, how could you accomplish that? Unless you're a complete demon. Huh? It was under the Edomite rulership, under this rulership. There's no other rulership that's going to come that's going to be worse than this. Unless you think you're going to go to every lake, it's going to be black. They're not going to be one piece of green out here, because that's what they're doing. They're actually completely destroying the earth. All right? And they're using it. They're destroying the earth, and they're actually making an excuse of climate change. Oh, 18,000 cows just got exploded. What? Oh, train derailment. Now it's a trend. Now it's like a TikTok trend. Oh, look at train derailment. All of a sudden, it's happening every other day. Huh? See, because these people don't use their mind, so the elites can just do what they want. Go ahead, man. That's it?
This is John 10 and verse 10. The thief cometh not before to steal, to kill.
It's okay, we don't need that. Give me 2 Ezra 13. Read that.
Second Ezra 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose the wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof.
Ooh, so they're gonna feel that power. You know what you should be picturing? What I always say you should picture? Dragon Ball Z, man. Well, how the Lord is coming, he's coming like a Dragon Ball Z character, man. I know you're familiar with that. You're young enough to know about Dragon Ball Z. That's exactly how he's coming. Think about it. When they power up, what happens? The earth shakes, the rocks move, a particular wind comes. That's all. That whole show is spiritual. Actually. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, and I beheld and lo.
Except the fact it had to be white guys with blonde hair, right? Okay.
It says, and I beheld and lo.
Go ahead.
And I beheld and lo, that man was strong with the thousands of heaven.
Yep.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him.
Yep.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
Right. Go ahead.
Like as the earth filleth.
They're going to tremble. They're going to be, oh my goodness, who is that? Right? It is he. Go ahead.
Like as the earth filleth, when it feeleth the fire.
Right.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had great.
So those people that are coming, that's going to be coming to subdue the Lord, is going to be those armies. Okay? When World War III pops up, they're going to stop fighting each other. They're going to turn to fight the Lord, but they're going to see that entity coming from the skies.
That's right.
And that's what these elites are preparing for anyway. That's why they have a space force to begin with. Okay? They're going to see a big black guy come out the sky with white woolly hair. They're going to be like, why is this guy so angry? You know, this must be the Lord. Oh, wait a minute. He's coming to take us down. We got to fight. All right? That's what they're going to do. All right? And that's why, who is that? Was it Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan, who said, oh, if there was an outside force, right, speaking about outer space, will we not all come together and put our differences aside?
No.
Fight? Why did he say that? We just saw the video, right? About how they spoke about they saw a ship land, like a ship in the shape of a cigar landed, and men came off of that ship, people that looked like men, and they said they looked like African Americans, right? And they had a look on their face as if they've never been conquered.
Right.
This is from the military now. The military personnel said this, man. Those were the angels, man. That's right.
That's right. 7 feet tall.
Okay. Oh yeah, he said they were 7 feet tall. Right? Yeah, he said about 7 feet tall. Yeah. Okay. So ultimately, what does that mean? That means they know. And they know who you are. That's it. Okay? Go ahead, man.
It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, out of number, from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
They're going to try to subdue him. They're going to try to fight against the Lord, showing you the wickedness and the pride of these people, man. Go ahead.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain,
right,
and flew upon it.
Right, that represents the chariot that he's going to come in. Other scriptures, it speaks of it as a white horse. Right. Okay, but it represents the chariot. Go ahead.
But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came,
right, they're going to have their fighter jets, okay? They're going to have their whatever technology they have on the ground, shooting at them, lasers. They got laser technology, okay? All these different things when they're trying to attack the Lord. Go ahead.
He neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
But he's going to be looking at them. He's just, while they're shooting all these things, he's going to look at them. And it's just going to be a force that's in front of him, right? A force field, so to speak, that nothing's going to happen. Okay, he's just going to be looking at him. Damn, nothing's working, right? Go ahead.
It says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire,
right,
and out of his lips a flaming breath,
right,
and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Right, so he's going to command a great power to come out, right? A beam of fire, if you will, that looks just like, it's going to look just like a Kamehameha, man. Like I'm telling you, man. And like you said, read it again. We're going to describe it right now. Go ahead.
But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire.
It's going to look like fire. Go ahead.
And out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
There's going to be sparks around it. When you look at them different Dragon Ball Z, they got the sparks around the energy ball, whatever they're shooting. Okay? So that, if you want to have a visual, that's the visual of what the Lord is going to do. He's going to look, the armies are going to be fighting, he's going to be in the sky, he'll say, yeah. Go ahead.
And they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one.
And let's hear what's going to happen to that innumerable multitude. Could have been 1 million people, could have been 500,000. We don't know what the great multitude was. There's a large amount of people. Go ahead.
So that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke.
So the Lord is literally going to turn them to dust. Okay? It's literally going to turn those army men that are fighting against him to dust when he comes back. Right? All right? So the scriptures is not all about love. Okay? There's a lot of judgment coming to this place, man. And that's why you're supposed to fear the Lord for his power, man. All right? And his great judgment. Oh, he said he's great in mercy, but the scriptures speak about he's great in judgment, terrible, power, something along those lines. Okay? Listen on that? Okay, go ahead.
2 Ezra 16 and verse 9. It says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?
We just read about the fire that will go forth from his wrath. Okay? That's going to destroy that multitude. All right? It's not just going to be them. He's going to be destroying on his way to gather the elect. Okay? Go ahead.
A fire shall go
Listen,
forth.
if you're not of the elected and the chariot is around you, you better run it. I'll tell you that, man. Go ahead.
A fire shall go forth from his wrath.
You know what we're going to be doing when that happens? When the sky is filled with those chariots, I'm going to be running outside to get beamed up, man. Go
That's
ahead. Go ahead.
A fire shall go forth from his wrath.
Yep.
And who is he that may quench it?
Yep.
He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear?
Yep.
He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid?
Yep.
The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?
Woo! So the Lord is not coming to play. He's not coming to play. What you got?
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 7. And to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the Lord Yahweh shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels, in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not the Most High, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Mashiach, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power, when he shall come to be glorified in his saints, and to be admired in all them that believe, because our testimony among you was believed in that day.
Right, so he's coming to be glorified amongst his elect. Okay, go ahead.
Isaiah 42 and 12. Let them give glory unto the Lord, and declare his praise in the islands. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war.
He's gonna stir up jealousy. What does that mean? That means that he's gonna, you gotta give yourself a pep talk, man, before you go to fight or anything like that. The Lord is he's gonna make sure that he's in that spirit. Okay, he's gonna stir it up within himself, man. Go ahead.
He shall cry, yeah, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have long holden my peace. I have been still. I have refrained myself. Now I will cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. I will make waste mountains and hills, and dry up all their herds. I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools.
That's right.
So all that fire is gonna drying up the pools, the seas, certain parts, which is gonna do what? It's gonna actually create more land. Yeah. It's actually gonna create more land. Okay, when you think about it. Right?
It's the book of Hebrews chapter 10 and 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power.
And then all these people that ain't with it's not of the elect, but not with the scripture. They're going to fall into the hand of the living power. And the Lord is getting ready to show himself, man, on a higher level. See, because he's been hiding to there's a scripture that says, oh, surely thou art a power that hideth thyself. Because the Lord is a power that hideth himself up until that right time. Okay?
This is Isaiah 66 and 15.
Yep.
For behold, the Lord would come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Yep.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
So he's coming to judge. All right, he's coming to judge. When you look at that word plead, it says judge. All right, guys, okay? All right, you take care of it. All right, he's coming to judge, man. All right, go ahead.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Right, the slain of the Lord shall be many, man. Okay, I mean, it's not going to be a whole bunch of people that's going to be with the Lord. It's going to be a whole lot of people that's going to be destroyed by the Lord, man. Okay? Okay, go get your answer. Go ahead.
Sirach 5 and 5, concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin, and say not his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners.
Right, mercy and wrath come from this. You get mercy from the Lord, and you get wrath, man. Okay? But guess what? The mercy is for who? The nation of Israel. The wrath is for anyone who's wicked. Okay? You see that? Including of the nation of Israel. See? But actually, the Lord shows mercy to other nations as well, too. Okay? The fact that Esau was able to rule so long was mercy. Okay? But he gave him a longer rulership than any of these other nations. What you got?
Isaiah 45 and 15, verily.
But when all's said and done, Esau's not going to get any mercy. Go ahead.
Isaiah 45 and 15, verily, thou art a power that hidest thyself, O power of Israel, the Savior. They shall be ashamed and also confounded. All them, they shall go to confusion together. that are makers of idols.
And the Lord, guess what? In the time of Noah, how long did the Lord hide himself? For over 100 years, man. The Lord hid himself, man. You know? Noah's crazy. And then the Lord showed himself with that rain, man. You see that? So that's the same way he's going to do now. Oh, it says that it's going to be like it as in the days of Noah. Matter of fact, get that real quick. Get that real quick, man. Okay? Because right now they're chilling, you know, go get a smoothie, you know what I mean? Go to the bar, you know, whatever. Go shopping. They're in chill mode right now. Right? After that whole demic thing happened, you know, now they seems to have got back to normal, they're chilling. But the Lord has other things in plan. Wait till they see what's getting ready to come next. Wait till they see the next event, man. That's going to lock their ass down even harder than the last one. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 37. As the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking,
Right.
marrying and giving in marriage.
Right, so they were having a good time, chilling, you know, equivalent of drinking smoothies today, whatever. They're having fun, you know, going to the park, right? Go ahead.
Until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Right, up until that day. You see? So it was all fun and games up until that day. You see, now it's different to some extent in the days of Noah, because in the days of Noah, there wasn't like a buildup as it is now. Now the Lord is actually building up the calamities to show you, listen, he's getting ready to judge this place, man.
There was no Jacob struggle.
There was no Jacob struggle in that time. Good point. All right, go ahead.
It says, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, and so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right, that's the same way the Lord is going to come back. Okay? You see? So these people, they're going to be playing games up until that point. Or it's too late. Go ahead.
So Ecclesiastes 9 and 12, for man also knows not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them.
Right, it's going to be sudden, right? Well, give me that piece of safety. Go read that.
1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Right, so when they think it's all good, that's when the calamity is going to come upon. That's when the judgment is going to come upon. All right? That's the same way. The next event just takes one day. Don't take that whole C-19, it was one day, and all of a sudden everyone was wearing masks. Right? If you would have been there like a week before and you would have transformed to the future, you know what was going on? Huh? You would have thought it was like 2045. What happened? You know? But it was only a week later. So it doesn't take no big amount of time for something to happen to change the world. Okay? Or change your situation. Read that again.
It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Perfect. Now get 2 Ezra 16. Go ahead.
2 Peter 3 and 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking in their own lust, saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they are willingly ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that was then, being overflowed with water, perished. But that,
Yo!
Spirit, that's it. The world being flooded with water. That's all spiritual, man. You guys caught that, right? You saw that.
but the heavens and the earth, which is now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire, against the judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
That's it. All right. So the Lord is preserving these people for that day of judgment. They think it's all good, then all of a sudden the rain is going to come. And I'm talking about the spiritual rain. Okay, which even the scriptures speak about the winds blowing. If a man do what I say, give me that. The winds blowing, the rains came. Hold on. You have the other one there to ask for 2 Ezra 16 there, right? No. Hold that. Get that one. Get that one you're talking about. What you got?
I got one that goes right there.
Okay, go ahead. Read out now.
Romans 3:3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
Yep, keep going.
God forbid.
Right.
Yea, let God be true and every man a liar.
Yeah, some things don't need to be broken down. Some scriptures just let it read it again, you know, and you just let them break it down in their mind. Okay, go ahead.
As it is written, that thou mayest be justified in
No,
thy
read
sin.
the whole thing again. Read the whole
Again?
thing.
For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
Go ahead.
God forbid, yea, let every man, let God be true and every man a liar,
That's it. So
as it is written.
That's it. So like the Most High be true and let every man be a liar. So all these words are going to come to pass, whether they believe it or not. Okay. What you got, bro?
Job 20 and 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in strength.
Right.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the
So
Most High
that's
shall...
speaking about these elites, these Edomite elites, right? They're going to be in a position where they're about to fully set up their new world order. Okay, they might have a digital system prepared. Majority of the people got the seed, right? And right then, that's when the Lord is going to completely take them down.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. He shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
That's it. Oh, you did that on purpose.
I had that too.
He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
That's the nuclear missiles, because the nuclear missiles is really what's going to ultimately take Esau completely out. Completely uproot him, because it's going to uproot America. Okay? So I can read that.
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 7, and verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew.
Right.
And
So the ones that do his will, they're gonna liken him unto a man that put his rock or his house upon stone. Go ahead.
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell
The
not.
rain, all right, the floods, all right, the wind came, okay, and beat upon that house, which represents the tribulation. Go ahead.
And it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
Right. Because what was founded upon a rock? The man's his foundation, his house. Okay, rather his foundation was a rock, and he was founded upon that rock. Okay, because the Lord is the one that builds up men. Okay, and that guides men, that helps men. Go ahead.
And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it.
Right. So these people, when that tribulation comes, they're gonna fall. Okay, they're gonna fall down, just like that house, man. See, they're not gonna be in a good case, man. They're gonna be through. All right. What you got, bro? And we can't wait, because how long have we been speaking about it, man? How long have we been talking about this, man? Okay, go ahead.
Second Ezra 16 and verse
Yeah,
37.
and it's gonna rain hard on them too, man. See how this rain is coming out? It's gonna rain hard on them too, man. It's gonna be overwhelming, man. Go ahead, man.
It says, behold, the flames draw nigh and are not slacked, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son. Within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. With pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
Right.
Even so,
Right, so what? So the birth pains are gradual, all right? So it starts off close apart. It starts off far apart, but then it goes closer and closer. That's like the joke, right?
even so shall
didn't
not
buy
the
gloves,
flames be
eh?
slack to come
You didn't
upon
buy gloves,
the
eh?
earth. The
You
world
did?
shall
That's
mourn.
yours? It was near your car.
Yeah, that is mine. It was outside?
It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. And the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
Right, sorrow shall come upon it on every side. All right? So this is what's getting ready to come, and they're not going to be able to escape it. Just like you can't escape the rain. Oh, that's hail, bro. But just like you can't escape your hail, all right? It's the same way you're not going to be able to escape the tribulation. I don't care how fast, I don't care if you're Usain Bolt, I don't care if you're I don't care if you're Floyd Mayweather. You can't dodge these raindrops. You see? Matter of fact, let's get 2 Ezra 15. We're gonna so we move it on to 2 Ezra 15, dealing with the head and all that. Huh? No, we started with remember we started with okay, good. All right.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail.
Right, the hail is going to constellation. It's just how hard it comes in. So the hail is going to do what? It's going to destroy their crops. Okay? For what? So that it can lead to that famine. Matter of fact, verse 6. Get Ezekiel 4. Go ahead. Woo! Go ahead. Yeah. Verse 40.
Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Right, so it's going to lead to a civil war is going to happen too. Okay, all these things are being stirred up by the How okay, but dealing with the hail, right? Read that. That's going to destroy the crops. Read the family.
This is Ezekiel 4?
Yeah.
Ezekiel 4
Verse what? 11, 12.
and verse 1. And it reads,
You're like 4 and like 4 or something like that. Matter of fact, 5.
Ezekiel 4 and verse 5. Oh, go to Ezekiel 5 or verse 5.
Wherever it speaks to the family. Ezekiel 5.
Ezekiel 5 and verse. Ezekiel 5 and verse. And verse 16. And it reads, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for
Why
the
does he say the evil arrows? See, that's part of the Lord's weapon. That's famine. All right, go ahead.
which shall be for the destruction, in which I will send to destroy you. And I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So will I bring upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, have spoken it.
That's it. All right? So in other words, in the Lord has spoken. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, brother, don't tell me. You got a problem?
No, I'm just.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, trust me, brother. Through the grace of Allah, I just started going through it. I stopped going through it. It's like this morning I woke up like, oh, you know?
No.
Going deep with the cold. You got a problem too?
No.
Okay. We gonna talk, man. Reading on.
The flesh.
Salaki. Read Salaki. Okay, that was it on that. So the Lord has said in the famine for the purpose of judgment. Read on, brother.
Read 2 Ezra.
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Sirach 39 and 28, there be spirits created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
Right.
Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
Right. So, and this is light hail. This is little hail. Wait till the Lord starts dropping the hail inside of bowling balls. You know what I'm saying? That's going to crush cars and shit like that. Wait till the Lord brings that. All right? Go ahead. And these people, and he's going to bring those type of events. Right. That's right. He's already did it. There's certain places already had those type of things happen. Right? But it's going to come to a home near you. Go ahead.
2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Right, swords in their hands, man. Okay, that means what? Different weapons. They're coming to fight against each other. Go ahead.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes.
Right, they're going to be kicking down each other's door, looking for food, looking for some type of sustenance, man. All right? Go
And
ahead.
the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses destroyed, and man shall be afraid.
Yeah, the men are going to be afraid, man. Okay, they're going to be afraid in that time. Right? It's going to be so chaotic. That's what the Lord is building up now. Man. All right. And you see the setup happening. Right? You see the divisions that they're creating. Right? You know, the left, the right, these different things, right? But they're setting those things up. They're actually putting fuel into that fire. So what? So that they could, so it could be even more chaos.
That's right.
You know, they're making certain laws where it's it's legal to loot in certain places because they're bringing in more chaos, right? For their own agenda, right? Okay. Because what's another thing that can lead to? Even the Apostle Paul said say something similar to this too. It can lead to them locking down everything in the store. Where everything, you need a ID to get such and such or whatever. You know what I mean? Everything's going to be locked. The bread, whatever. Okay? Everything has an agenda behind it. The things that they do. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. He shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low.
That's it. Okay, so guess what? The work is gonna decrease. They're gonna offer you the universal basic income. Okay, and the people are just gonna be catching up because everything is gonna be scarce. Resources are gonna be scarce. Food is gonna be scarce. All right, and no longer that money that these people have is gonna mean anything. See, them different celebrities, they're gonna be on the same level as you. All them sacrifices for nothing. Word. More?
Amos 5 and 16. Therefore the Lord of hosts, the Lord said thus, wailing shall be in all streets. They shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call to the husbandman to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing. And in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through it, said the Lord. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, and to what end is it to you?
Right, so one of the things that the Lord does, he gets rid of the farming. Right? In other words, he has it where the farmers are not able to produce. That's one of the main things that's getting ready to happen. Right? Right? It's even happening now, but it's going to increase. The farmers are going to catch more and more help. Right? Why? Because the Lord is going to stop them from producing so that the things don't, so things are not as accessible. Right? And on top of that, the elites are trying to manufacture the famine. Okay? Go ahead.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Yep.
As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or it went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him.
Right.
Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light?
So everywhere they turn, there's going to be some manner of help. There's going to be some manner of darkness. Go ahead.
Even very dark and no brightness in it.
That's it.
Second, 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall be suddenly found empty.
Right, right. Read that again.
It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Right, so the places where there was plenty of food is going to be empty, right? Like we always say, when you go up into IGA soon, Max is going to be empty, right? Okay, go to your butcher, he's not going to have something, though. You might have like one thing on there and it might be a damn rabbit. Damn, I gotta eat this rabbit. You know? Or listen, things are gonna get real scarce, right? Okay? That's it. Right?
Back to 2nd Ezra chapter 15.
Because ultimately also these elites, they're trying to get rid of these little mom and pops too. They just want you to go to a few different stores, you know? Like a Walmart type thing. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword.
Because think about it. In order for them to have their little 15-minute city thing, and you have everything you need in that 15-minute city, they can't have all these. They're not gonna have all these different chains. They don't plan on having all these different chains. Mom and pop here, no, they're just planning on having their particular, whatever, man. Esau mark, Esau mark here, Esau mark here, Esau mark here, right? Farmer eat, farmer eat, farmer eat, farmer eat, right? You understand what I'm saying? So everything is going to be in each area, but it's going to be their own little thing. That's what they're planning on doing. They don't want these people to be self-sufficient at all.
Right. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
That's it. All right. The lack of bread is going to lead to a lot of people going crazy, killing people. Right. Becoming very cold. Give me that because iniquity shall abound. Okay. Because we went into the psychology of when people go through a famine. Did a video on that with the elder Ariella. Okay. Go ahead.
Matthew 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Because iniquity shall abound. Why? What happens when iniquity abounds? The Lord brings judgment. Okay? And that's what he's getting ready to bring on this earth. A major judgment. Okay? And that judgment is going to turn people very cold. So they're not going to have access to the things that they're used to, man. All right? You think a guy that says, oh, good morning, and there's a nice, so-called nice neighbor, you think when there's no food left and he thinks that you have food in your house and he hasn't eaten for 2 days, you think he's going to be all friendly with you, man? No, he's going to kick in that door and he's going to actually have a different countenance about it, man. That's what hunger does, man. Not to mention, these people that took the juice, okay, and they got all kind of flipping, nanoparticles in their ass, and them elites got the, the elites got their little, their little 5G things where they can control these people.
Go ahead. This is 2 Ezra 6, verse 24. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein.
Right.
The springs of the fountains shall be still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
That's it. All right. So ultimately, man, the Most High is about to stop all this convenience, man. Right. All this let me order food at Uber Eats. All that's gonna be stopped, man. Okay. Let me know I'm going to work and okay, I got my car, let me get the gas. All of that is gonna be put to a pause, man. One way or another, everything's gonna get a lot harder for these people, man.
I'm independent.
Huh?
I'm independent.
Yeah, them women are gonna be true. Right.
2 Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of men, and put up now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste
Because,
thee.
Salaki, the thing that I mentioned with the whole them being able to control different things and put different sicknesses out there was an article about or something that happened in, I don't remember where it was, Wisconsin or whatever, someplace in the States, where the school, all the students there got sick all at once. They all started throwing up like crazy. See, that's not normal. You might have a couple students that are sick. They're all sick at the same time, throwing up. And there was like vomit all over the place. What is that? You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask yourself, what is that about? Okay? See, these devils are up to no good. They're always up to no good. Right.
Make haste to flee from these times,
Yeah.
for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much more evils shall increase upon them that dwell therein.
Right, we're at the most evil, wicked time that has ever been on the earth, man. Under the wickedest nation that has ever ruled the earth, man. What are they trying to do right now? They're trying to go to Uganda. Are they trying to help them build up their economy? No. They're trying to go over there to tell them they have to become more alphabet. They have to be more gay, you have to accept the gay people, the gay agenda, your children should be able to be transformers. That's what they're going over there to tell them, man. So this is a wicked, evil society. And it's completely against everything the Most High stands for. You see that? What?
For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasted the vision to come, which thou hast seen.
Yep, read that last part.
Verse 18, for the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasted the vision to come, which thou hast seen.
Right, so now we're at the time where all these visions are getting ready to come, are coming to pass. Okay, we only have a couple more prophecies left.
That's right.
Okay? The main one that they're getting ready to implement is the mark of the BEAST.
That's right.
Okay? Which is what? The RFID chip, man. Okay? And they're setting up a digital system for that reason. Soon they're going to do away with cash. They're going to be like, oh, you can't access cash. And they did that in Nigeria already. See, that was nothing more than a test ground, man. See, they use those other nations, right, as testing ground. Like China, that was nothing more than a test of what they want to implement worldwide. And a lot more, they're going to implement it a lot more draconian too. They're going to be a lot worse. Okay? That whole facial recognition everywhere you go, and if you don't do right, you know, you get blocked off from the system. You can't even take a bus. Hey, what's going on, brother? Shalom, shalom. You can't even take a bus. All right, shalom. All right. See, that is what they're trying to implement worldwide. But show you this devil's a damn hypocrite. All this time he's been demonizing communism and this and that, but they're building a communist worldwide system. All right? So you can't trust anything these Edomites say, man. Okay? Go ahead, man. You got something going on?
This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
And who's the devil speaking of? Mainly speaking about these elite Edomites. Speaking about the elite Edomites, man. Okay? Go ahead. Okay?
This is Matthew 24 and verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be.
Right, nor ever shall be. No, like that, it's like it, man. I was off time. Let the demon jumped off of me. Yeah, so I'm gonna try my higher now. I'm gonna see whether he be a man of the Lord. I'm playing, but I'm saying, bro. Like, this is the day I'm feeling good. See what happens. Oh, no. You know? Come on. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
This is
Oh, man. I'm gonna set up a prayer for you. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So Matthew 24 and 21. But then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever shall be.
See, the tribulation that's getting ready to come has been seen in the history of the world, man. That's what's getting ready to come, man. And these people, they're not ready for it. That's how you know it's building up to that, but we're not there yet. It's building up for it, but we're not there yet. Okay, when we're there, you're going to know. We don't got to tell you over in Jacob's trouble. They're going to know. There's going to be so much death. Like, damn. Like, it's not even this, it wasn't even this bad in Iraq when America was invaded. That's how it's going to be. Right? They're going to smell the smell of death is going to be outside. All right? Get me, okay, read that. Get me, read what you got.
Jeremiah 30 and verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas,
why are they going to be pale? Because they're going to be scared, man. They're going to have that look of fear on them, right?
alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Who's going to be saved out of it? The elect is going to be saved out of it, right? You see? That's the time of Jacob's trouble. It's going to be so bad, all these people are going to be in complete fear constantly. See, now, they're not in fear like that. Now they're walking, oh, yeah, no, what's going on here? Oh, no, did you hear about Judah? Right? They're not in fear. When you see the look of fear on everybody's face, right? That's when you know you're not happy. See? And it's not just going to be like a one incident that got everyone a little nervous. Everyone's going to be in a state of fear because there's so much death and killing and madness going on, lack of food, that they're not going to know where their next meal's coming from. They're not going to know whether they're going to die if they walk down the street and turn left. All right? That's what's getting ready to come.
Second Ezra 16 and verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Well, you saw the C-19 happen. Did these people become more religious? And they say, oh, yo, I'm going to turn. Maybe let me listen to what the Hebrew Israelites is talking about. No, they got nervous for a while. They looked up the Bible. They looked up some of our videos. But then after, when it got back to normal, they went back to doing the wickedness that they were doing, man. You know, they kind of peaked. They're like, look this way, that way. They came out. You know, they felt they're back to their confidence, man. But the Lord is about to set it up where there ain't going to be no confidence left. It's going to be so crazy out here. It's not going to be no more confidence left. Go ahead, man.
It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Right, sword, famine, and great confusion, man. That's what's coming, man. Sword, famine, great confusion, man.
That's right.
And the confusion, that look of confusion, that means you don't know what's coming next. All right, that darkness, that means you don't know if you turn left, if a lion, a bear is gonna be there, or some a wild Edomite that hasn't eaten for two days, man.
He's hungry.
Okay. Go ahead, man.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter.
Right, and this is speaking about the fear that's going to be in men. So imagine the fear that's going to be in women and children in that time. And in men that have families. They're like, shit, what's going to happen to my children? Right? You know, a lot of these people are going to be in some real, desperate times, man. They're going to see people do things that they never would do before.
This is the book of Amos chapter 2 and verse 16. And he that is courageous among the mighty shall flee away naked in that day, said the Lord.
What book was that?
This is Amos 2 and 16. And he that is courageous among the mighty.
Brother pulled out the book. Oh, it's the book of the Dragon. Got precept for Dun the Dragon.
Naked.
Amos 2 and 16. And he that is courageous among the mighty shall flee away naked in that day, said the Lord.
That's it, bro. So in other words, they're going to be brought to desolation.
That's right, that's right.
You know, they're going to be confounded. Man. So they're those that think they're all tough and bad now. Oh, I got this in the bank and this and that. I feel so good. I'm financially free. Right? And that time they're going to go right to being like homeless, man. Okay, and needing to get some of that UBI, which is what the universal basic income.
Isaiah 2 and 12. For the day of the Lord of hosts, for the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. Verse 17. And the loftiness of man shall be brought down, and the haughtiness of man shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. Verse 18. And the idols shall be utterly abolished, and they shall go into the holes of the rock, and into the caves of the earth, for the fear of the Lord, and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth.
That's it, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. Okay? That's what the Lord is coming to do. He's coming to shake up this world. Man. That's right. Okay? What's the main way he's going to shake it up? He's going to do nuclear missiles. Right? But he's also going to have these people be shaken up through tribulation. Okay? Good.
This is Jeremiah 23 and verse 20. The anger of the Lord shall not return until he hath executed, until he hath performed the thoughts of his heart, and the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly.
Right, in the latter days they're going to consider it. Okay? Read this.
This is the book of Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 26.
Because the scriptures also say that then they shall know that a prophet hath been among them. See? When these things start to really come to pass, the first people that's going to be on their mind, not going to be the Christians, not going to be the Muslims. It's going to be us, the Hebrew Israelites, starting with Great Millstone. Go ahead, man. Because we're the only ones bringing out prophecies. We're the only ones going deep into prophecy. Constantly. And breaking it down all the way. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 44 and 26. Speaking of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, says, that confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers.
Right. He's going to confirm our word. He's going to be glorified in us. Okay? What we say he's going to make it come to pass.
Right.
Like he's been doing. A lot of things the apostles been saying for 30 years, people are just seeing it happening now. But he's confirming that they are the men of the Lord. Those are those prophets of old. Go ahead, man.
That confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers. That said to Jerusalem, thou shalt be inhabited, to the cities of Judah, ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof.
That's it. All right. So, and that's part of the process. Is what the Israel will be rebuilt. Okay. It's going to be the house of David. It's going to be gathered together, man. Okay. So that has to happen, and we know it's going to happen. We're confident in that. That's why there's nothing anyone to say that's going to move us and take us, because we know that these words are faithful and true. That's it. Salah, you got something? You got something? Yeah, got something else? What?
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper,
Right.
for they are faithful and true.
So these prophecies are faithful and true. They're definitely going to come to pass. All right, go ahead.
Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against
Right,
thee.
the incredulity means what? The disbelief. That don't matter to us, man. Scripture says, so what if some did not believe? The faith, did that make the faith of the Most High without effect? Does that mean the prophecies are not going to... Listen, they say they don't believe, but what's everyone talking about? The mark of the beast, the RFID covenant. That's been, people been talking about that. But we're telling them what's going to happen in the prophecy, and these devils are doing it. Why? Because they're not more powerful than prophecy. These elites, they own the world, they're not more powerful than prophecy. Because what? Guess what? Satan is telling them that's the ultimate goal of worshiping me. You gotta implement this.
That's it.
If they're not implementing that, if their goal is not implementing that, they're not worshiping Satan. You understand that? They have to implement that, and that's how the Most High set it up. Give me Revelations 13, bro. Give me Revelations 13, Zabak. Okay? 15. All right? Read that again. Read that again.
Second Ezra 15 and 1. Behold, speak down in the ears of my people the words of prophecy,
And we're speaking the words of prophecy. Go ahead.
which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Right, incredulity means the disbelief. So we're not worried about the disbelief of you people, man. Go ahead.
For all the unfaithful shall die in their
They're
unfaithfulness.
getting ready to, why you gonna worry about a dead man? These guys are about to, when they see what's getting ready to come, a dead man and a woman. When they see what's getting ready to come on the earth, man, they're gonna know what we've been saying is right. So why are we worried about that? We ain't worried about you. When the famine comes, you won't know. When you're in the store, where the food at? C'est sûr, t'as pas du riz ici. Là, il y a chaque 5 magasins, il n'a pas de riz. You already know how Levi's gonna get done. Right. 10 times we come here, no okra fish. No okra fish, not no fish. The children might get dead. Okay? So that's you know, why? Because they'll be looking for food. Okay? Lion tries, ay Dios mías. Right? But that's only this cup. But
That's only way to go.
pretty much. But right? It's only this cup. But yeah, so yeah, the Gadites, and you know Gadites are super out of shape too. You know? So when it comes time to for them to not get nothing to eat, first of all they're gonna leave from the reserve. Very quickly. They're gonna be a general population. Okay? There ain't much food over there to begin with, man. Go ahead, man.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak.
And we're at the time where it's speaking, man. Like I said, everyone's talking about the MOTV, man. Everyone's speaking about this and that. Oh, they got this one Moabite said, oh yeah, I got a chip in my hand and it's so great. And then she made another video, saying, yeah, oh. Shit. Good? He's good?
I don't know why you walk and then you turn around. No, why'd you walk halfway through that? Yo, shut your fucking mouth. Fucking blood clot, bitch. Yes, take it.
Go ahead. Go.
Gladly get up.
Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
Hey, big mouth. Hey.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though I tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Because really he's right though. Yeah. Legally you're not supposed to be on the but he's doing drugs and whatnot.
Yeah.
A little crack here, a little neck here. Right.
That's it.
This guy turned to a Benjamin. He got so to a Benjamin. Go ahead, man.
Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
It will not tell you, man. It's going to come to pass. All these things that we're speaking about is going to come to pass. Read Revelation.
Revelation 13 and 15. 11. Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb,
Right.
and he spake as a dragon.
Right, so that beast is speaking about what? What's that speaking about? The new Roman Empire, right? Okay? NATO and the EU. All right? Go ahead.
He exercises all
Hold
the...
on. He spake as a what? Look, he came like a lamb, but he spake like a what?
A dragon.
Like a dragon, right? And he had two horns. The two horns represent the political system. You have the democracy in America. You got the liberals here. You got the conservatives here. Then you got the Republicans in America. It's really a one-party system, but they make it act like it's a two-party system.
What? The same bird. Different wings, the same bird.
No, oh yeah, right. That's a good point. That's right.
It says here, he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Right, which was the Roman Empire. Right, so Esau went down in the time of like around what was that, 67 AD. Okay, Esau went down and our people came up into power. Okay, we were ruling Europe for 1,000 years. All right, so-called black people. All right, you can go look at those old images. If you go pre-Renaissance, you're gonna see they're all so-called black images with afros and things of that nature. Okay, go ahead.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven, and the earth in the sight of men.
What's that? That's his technology. When he speaks about a fire coming down from heaven, that's the missiles and so on and so forth, man. They also have lasers too that they use. Okay, so these are all miracles that are shown in the sight of men. Okay, which represents his left-handed technology. Go ahead.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
So this is all dealing with technology now, right? When you read down, it's going into the technology. It's going to the miracles that he's deceiving them with, right? I can open the door with my chick. Oh, I can do this with my chick. Oh, I can pay with my chick. How did you do that? It's magic, right? So that's the miracles of his technology. It also can what? They can put medicine in it too. All right? Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not.
The image of the beast is the system. Okay? They're making you to what? To bow down to the system. Go ahead. Yes. Go ahead.
And cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed.
So anyone who doesn't bow down to the system is going to be a threat of death soon come. Go ahead.
And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead.
Right. So that's that C-hip that we've been telling you about, that chip. Okay? That's what they're going to offer these people real soon, man. Real soon. All right? And they're going to make it mandatory. They're going to start it off, oh, you should get it. Oh, it's cool. They're going to have celebrities promoting it. Okay? But then it's going to get to the point where they're actually going to make it mandatory, man. Listen, after this date, if you don't got it, and who knows what date it might be. It might goddamn be, I don't know, 666, whatever. You know? It might be some occultic number dates. Oh, I'm sure it will be.
September 6th.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be some major occultic number dates. All right? But, yeah, something I was just thinking about that. I was trying to calculate.
June, you said?
Yeah. I was trying to calculate, but we don't know. It might be that, might be another occultic number. You know what I'm saying? Right. But at the end of the day, they're going to have a date. Listen, by this date, you got to get it, or, you can't buy or sell. You can't be part of the grid. Don't drive no car because you need to have your driver license going to be on that too. Okay? Go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or
So
the name.
so it's tied to buying and selling. Before it was going into its technology, and now it's dealing with a mark that's dealing with what? Buying and selling. So this is all physical, man. Okay, it's all physical. It has nothing to do with spiritual. How can you get something spiritual out of that? Okay? How can you be physically doing, spiritually doing something, and then now would allow you to buy or sell? What's going to happen? The demon's going to just get on you and stop you from buying the thing? No. It's a physical thing. It's a system that they're building. Okay, where it's going to prevent you from buying and selling unless you take this mark.
That's right.
This is where it's all roads lead to the sea.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
See, you got the watchmen for
Wi-Fi?
I'll call them watchmen.
Oh, yes, man.
Jesus. Okay, those guys. All right. They're talking about flipping. Oh, what about the? How come you don't break down the number and the name? Why don't you break down the number and the name? Huh? But anyways, the number, the name come with getting the mark. Everything, it all comes together. It's a package deal, man. If you get the mark, you're getting his name on it, and you're also getting his number, man. Okay? Which the oldest, when you go back to the barcode, it got 666 in the barcode all the time. The first two lines on the end, the two in the middle, and the two on the other side. Of course, now if you go to look up that information, it's harder to find because Esau like, oh, we don't want to make it too obvious, man. But when you look it up, that's what it is, man. And what is that tied to? Buying and selling and commerce, tracking. Everything that RFID is going to be used for, man. Sit on that. Give me Revelation 14.
Revelation 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
That's right, because if you keep the word of the Lord's patience, he's going to keep us from the hour of temptation, right? All right? He's going to make sure we're in good standing, right? In other words, he's going to protect us and guide us through that scenario. For the ones that are not keeping the word of his patience, they're not going to be protected in that day. A lot of these Israelite groups, they think they're going to be, for some, well, a lot of them are like atheists. Okay, I don't know what they think. But if they think that the Lord is going to protect them and they're teaching false doctrine or they're out of order, a lot of these people are filled with pride. They can't be reproved. All right? They're not going to be protected in that way. The first thing the Lord is looking for is someone that's able to be reproved. That's the first step of coming into the true faith. You have to be reproved within yourself. See, a person can come in and act like he's right? But a real sign of someone who's in the right spirit is someone who's able to be reproved and rebuked. What?
Says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon earth.
Right, so now if you look at that word world, you're going to see oikoumenic, right? Okay? So that's a different world than John 3:16, right? What?
Revelation 14.
This is Ecclesiasticus 27 and verse 2. As a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stone, so doth sin stick close between buying and selling.
Ooh, so what? So sin is closely related to buying and selling, but that's dealing with what? Like someone who's selling things, you know? You see? But it all has to do with, you know, it's all tied to sin anyway. See? You know? Because you gotta kinda be deceptive in a way to sell things, bro. That's the way it is, bro. Yeah, you gotta fast talk on it, you know? You know? That's the way it is, bro. You know? That's why I had to leave those different sales jobs because you get too much, right? You know? It's like it's too much, you know, you don't feel right, you know? You gotta kind of say this and that, but you try to be honest, but if you're honest, you know you're gonna lose the sale.
Yeah, you gotta lie. You gotta
Yeah. But you see, that's what you ain't gonna have that job. You know what I mean? So it's a thing of like, you know.
Yeah, let's see what my sales.
Let's go. Oh yeah, I got some.
This is Sirach chapter 26 and 29. A merchant shall hardly keep himself from doing wrong, and an huckster shall not be freed from sin.
Yeah.
Huckster's the person that's huckster's the person that sells items, small items.
What you got?
Revelation 14 and 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city.
You have 14, bro?
Yeah, 14 is the next one.
Okay, go ahead. You have 14, 9.
9? Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead.
Right, so, what's the mark? We went into it. That mark is the RFID chip, which they're going to offer these people to what? To be part of their digital system. See, all roads lead to the mark of the BEAST.
Right.
Okay? And it's beyond their power. They have to do it. Why? Because they're subject to prophecy just like everyone else. Alright? See, Esau can't go. See, because they worship Satan on the left-hand side, right? But their mindset is like they're going against the Most High, but Satan's telling them to do what the Most High said it was going to happen.
That's right.
And if they don't do that, and if they don't implement that, guess what? They're not obeying. They're being what do you call it? A two-third Satanist. Okay, they're going up. That's got to be gold. See, and a lot of these people on a high level, right? The politicians, they know that's the goal, right? So that's why you'll have whistleblowers from time to time that will come out and speak about the plan. What's he got?
Revelation 16 and verse 2.
Hold on, no, there's more.
If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his image in his forehead or in his hand.
Read that from us, bro. Read that again. You see his image? Read that again. Read it.
Oh, Salakia. If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High.
That's right.
Which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
So if you take that, you're marked for death. Okay, you take the mark that these Edomites are getting ready to offer to these people, you're marked for death. Okay? See, the elect, our mindset, well, we'll give that numbers, death is better than that. Okay? We're going to stand on our integrity, man. To hell with these devils, man. And we're still going to win. The Lord's still going to reward us, and we're still going to win.
That's right.
Okay? Because we're the Israelites, man. Go ahead, man.
Strive for the truth even unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you.
That's it. Go ahead.
It says here, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
That's it. So they're going to, if they're in America, they're going to feel those nuclear missiles for sure. Okay?
And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name.
That's it. Okay, so they ain't gonna have no rest. Whenever, listen, man. Even I believe even from the time they take that, they won't. Yo, listen, man. Well, read this. You know, because remember that movie Implanted?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. You know, it's gonna mess with their brain. It's gonna mess with their frequency.
Implanted.
You want to say something else?
No, that's it. You got it.
Go ahead.
Revelation 16 and verse 2.
Because that's not natural. That's what we put foreign objects in your body, man. First of all, your body attacks it automatically. That's why they have to have what do you call that? Immune system suppressors. When they put these different like pacemakers and shit in their heart, you're supposed to do that, man. That's some witchcraft, man. Okay? Go ahead.
I think even the juice was making people take that juice was to lower their
the immune system was attacking that. The thing that the juice that had in the juice, the immune system was attacking that right now. Go ahead, man.
Revelation 16 and
Those
verse
people are
you have to take a 1 shot, 2 shot, booster.
the more you took, the worse off you are.
Come on, man.
Go ahead.
Revelation 16 and verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image.
Right. So there's a noisome and grievous sword. It's what, a cancer, man. It's gonna be some type of sword. Okay. That's gonna be upon it, man. It's gonna be very painful. Okay. So good luck to those people, man. You saw what happened to those people that took the juice. You doing the Harlem shit all day, man. Okay, can't even piss and eat right because they took the juke because they got scared. All right. See? Oh, I was gonna lose my job. You lost your job anyway. You can't. How you gonna work? And they don't give a damn. They're not gonna give you flipping unemployment forever, man. Or whatever, you know. What do you call it? Injury thing forever. First of all, what are you injured by? They're not telling you what you're injured by. You're going there and they're telling you, maybe you're allergic to dust. Maybe it was the oranges you ate. Everything but the juice. That's how the devil operates, man.
Okay. This is 1 Corinthians 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall the Most High destroy.
Ooh, so if you take that, they're completely, that's the ultimate defilement of the temple. Man. Like a guy has a better chance of making it if he eats McDonald's. Right? But you don't have, there's not too much chance. But he has some chance, you know? I'm just talking shit. I'm talking shit. Go ahead, man. Just don't eat McDonald's. Nobody eats McDonald's. Go ahead, man.
If any man
throw that in there from time to time. You got brothers might have a demon on them, might have a burger in their hand, watching a video. No? Go ahead.
says, if any man defile the temple of the Most High,
You're gonna get cut, yo. Drop the burger. Go ahead, man.
him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are.
That's it. Okay. See, so us as Israelite men, we're the temple of the Most High. That's right. So we gotta. That's why you should be taking care of your body, man. All right. Saying, oh, we're under grace, we can drink Coke, soda. No, that's not the mindset to have. That's a bad. Why would you do that? He that is evil to himself, to whom shall he be good? You know, you can more trust a guy that takes care of his body. You know, he works out. He does certain things for himself, you know, for his health, then rather than trusting a guy who will drink down a whole bottle of vodka one shot just to prove something, you know? Or what's that, Everclear? Which there was a video of this Edomite drinking a full bottle of Everclear, which is like 95% alcohol. You can't trust a guy like that. A guy like that will do anything. Okay? That's why them Edomites, they do those types of things, but then their friends fall asleep. And they'll actually do some gay shit. They'll pour piss on them. They'll do some freak madness, man. So he that is evil to himself, for whom shall he be good?
My co-worker, I knew it was an Edomite, but I thought they were chill, you know, but I knew it was an Edomite when he said, oh yeah, when I hang out with this guy, the next co-worker, I make sure they're not falling asleep by his house. So I knew they were up, you know?
Oh, okay, well, Jake does weird shit too, but it depends what he means, you know? It depends what he means, because Jake does weird shit too. You know, Jake is doing that type of shit. Maybe not so deep. Esau's into the alphabet stuff, but Jake will put like whipped cream on your hand. They do folly too. Water, you know? Yeah. What? Yeah. Jake can do that type of stuff. See, how I grew up, if they did that, it's going to be a fight. Okay? So, you know, if you got to be prepared, you got to put the water, you got to fight too. You know? Oh, yeah. You don't just throw the water and then, what happens? It's the spots. So, like, what are you saying about
this is Habakkuk 2 and verse 19. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look under nakedness.
Right. So, what are you trying to say with that? Because naturally, my instinct is to say "con," you know, and it kind of repeats it. But then it's like, what's the point of that? Is it serious, really? Bringing it out for the alcohol?
Okay, Exodus 23, verse 2. Yep. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many rest judgment.
Right, because the reason why the people are going to get to see him too is because they're going to be locked out of the system first and foremost, but also they're going to see everyone getting it too. Because what? No one wants to be locked out of this system. You know, how am I going to eat? How am I going to, because if they don't have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Yahweh Shem Yahushua dealing with them, really, how are they going to eat? You see? They got to go to the one that they would serve, which is the Edomite. Okay? But that's why the scripture says, get me Isaiah 30. Okay? You can pass, man. You can pass. Go ahead.
Isaiah 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord.
And who's the rebellious children? That's our people, man. The Israelites. Okay, go ahead.
That take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Right, they're covering, but not with the spirit of the Lord. Read that again.
It says, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit.
Right, not of the spirit of the Lord. Right.
That they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
To walk to go down into Egypt. They were doing that when we came out of Egypt, but spiritually they're doing that now again. They're trying to tie into the system of these heathen, okay, rather than tying into the system of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But
that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth.
Right, because what do you do? When we need help for something, we set up prayers to the Lord, right? Our first instinct, I got to call Esau to help me. No, our first instinct, we set up, if it's like a real deep situation, we're going to put up in prayers, man. What?
It says to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh,
right,
and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Right.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame,
right,
and the trust in the shadow of Egypt.
When you say someone's walking in your shadow, right, it's like someone's following you around. You see, so they're following around Egypt. Whatever Egypt said to do, that's what they're going to do, right? I remember Jake used to have those T-shirts, vote or die. You know, he used to watch 106 in Park all the time. Vote or die. Everything vote. If you ain't voting and you mad at the system, the whole system is fucked up and corrupt. Oh yeah, he was a main. Well, he's a demon.
He was a main.
But it's the same. But that's what I'm saying. They're so invested into this system. Go ahead. So the whole system is corrupt. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
That's it. Go ahead.
Sirach 36 and 16. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophet be found faithful.
Read that again.
Sirach 36 and 16.
Yep.
Reward them that wait for thee.
Right, we're the ones waiting for the Lord. We ain't worried about what Esau has to offer, man. Anything that he's going to offer that's going against the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're going to reject that.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
And let thy prophet be found faithful.
Right. Let your prophets be found faithful.
That's right.
Okay? Thanks a lot. Got it?
Yep. Right. It says, Proverbs 25 and verse 19, confidence in an unfaithful man in the time of trouble.
Right, and who's the most unfaithful individual there is? The Edomite. Oh yeah, he raises, that's the spirit.
Oh yeah. Woo,
that's the Edomite, that's the spirit. Okay? But it's all good, but that's the spirit. Okay? Go ahead, read that again.
It says confidence.
So you trusted in Esau and Edom. Okay? That's going to be your destruction. Go ahead, read that again.
Confidence in an unfaithful man.
Who's the most unfaithful? Edomite, man. He's not to be trusted, not by anybody, man. Right? Even Xerxes had to find that out, man. Xerxes tried to promote Haman the Edomite, right? And what happened? Haman was plotting to take him down. Because he's an unfaithful man. Was Daniel trying to take down the king of Babylon? No. Daniel was helping the king of Babylon, showing him the truth. Breaking down dreams. Because he understood the Lord put him in that position for a time. And even if the Lord didn't, you think he would have to deceive and pretend, make him exalted and pretend, like he's there for his good? No. The Lord set it up where he was in that position. And he was faithful unto him. And that's why even when Daniel was sent into the lion's den, the king was more nervous than anybody. He came here, he was like, art thou well? Right? He was like, oh, I'm good. He's like, oh, water. And he was happy, man. Why? Because Daniel was faithful. See, Esau's not faithful. See, the brotherhood, the real brothers are faithful. The you're going through something, the brother be the first one to oh no, here, hold this or whatever. What?
Confidence in an unfaithful match in the time of trouble is like a broken tooth.
Woo! Hey, brother's got that. Brother's had experience with that, right? What a messed up tooth could feel like. That could really mess up your whole life for that particular time. Okay? You can't eat properly. You can't get migraines from that. Oh yeah. See? What?
It says, and a foot out of joint.
And a foot out of joint. And I know the experience of both of these. And all of these they have their life all messed up. Okay? Why? Because those are some key functions that you need to have. Okay? Oh, you guys are a family? You guys are a family and friends?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are all Israelites. All you guys are Israelites, all right?
Yeah.
All you guys are Israelites. Go ahead. Okay, bless. Shalom. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 20. And it shall come to pass.
Go ahead.
It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel.
Right, meaning what? They're not going to lean upon him that smote them. They're going to lean upon the Holy One of Israel. I got to speak this right here.
It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob.
Who's the remnant? Those that have returned unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? Right? The elect, in other words, right?
Shall no more again stay upon him that smote them.
Right, what's the stay? Meaning you're relying on them. You know? You're not going to rely on those that smote them. Who smoked the Israelites? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American. It starts with Esau, Edom, man. You know? And they're oppressors, man. Wherever nations the Israelites are scattered, those oppressors are afflicting them, man, constantly. Okay?
It says, but shall stay upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
Right, because what? Because though these oppressors, they have a form of strength. You know, they have some type of wisdom, their technology. But guess what? Who's the wisest? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So it says Isaiah, I believe it's 31 says, he also is wise. Okay? And will not if I get that. Okay?
Verse 21 it says, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Yes, they're going to return how? They're going to return by acknowledging he's the true power, by receiving him, okay? And putting on that new man, okay?
This is Isaiah 31. I'm going to start on verse 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, that stay on horses and trust in chariots because there are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
Right, because they look at the tangible things. They see the strength of Esau, Edom. Like it says in the book of Revelation, it says, who was going to come, who can fight against that beast, man? You know? But they don't realize that that beast got his power from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, as it says in the book of Job, on who did his light not arise, man?
And that beast, the Lord is raising up another beast, okay, which is what? Which is the BRICS nations. Right? That's another beast right there. Okay, the BRICS is what? Brazil, Russia, South Africa, China, Iran,
Korea.
Okay. Huh?
Korea. Korea.
No, but that's it, right? Those are the BRICS nations, right? Getting ready to come against the horde, right? And guess what? The allies of the horde are going to turn on the horde. Okay.
Go ahead. Verse 2 says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity.
Right. So he's gonna not call back his words, meaning all his words are gonna come to pass. This is what proves that this book is the true book of the Most High God. okay, is that what all these words are coming to pass. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. Okay? That's when he left that as a sign to say, this is me, this is my power that's putting these words on the book. Right? Then we had holy prophets, broken times past. He tells about it. If you're not feeling it, something got it, go read it out.
This is 2 Peter 1 and verse, I'm going to start at verse 19. It says, we have also a most sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well, that ye take heed as unto a light that shineth in a dark place.
Right, meaning what? We see what's in front of us. That's what it is, a light that shineth in a dark place. Go ahead.
Until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scriptures is of any private interpretation. For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of the Most High, as they spake, as they were moved by the Holy Spirit.
Right, holy men of the Most High spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit. Okay, so it's not a thing of carnality. It wasn't a carnal thing. You know, it wasn't just something that was in a man's mind. It was the Most High inspiring them, which means to breathe in them to bring these words up, right? For His purpose. And he made he gathered the books together. There's a scripture that speaks about that. Right? Oh, His Spirit had gathered them. Okay, whose Spirit? The Heavenly Father's Spirit. Right?
That's right. That's right.
To make it come together in one book. Oh, matter of fact, give me a revelation and say,
I didn't want
go ahead, man.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables.
Yeah, the scriptures is full of visions. A lot of those visions is the same thing, but said in a different way.
Yeah.
Right? Certain of them. Okay? Given to these different prophets. All right? To reiterate the point. Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
Right. Meaning what? He could spiritually run. In other words, get prepared for what's coming. Go ahead. That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, you got that? Go ahead.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 16. Then they that fear the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear the Lord and that thought upon his name.
That's it. Go ahead. And this is the Bible's a book of remembrance, man. It goes into history. It goes into also prophecy. Okay? It goes into how to live righteously, orders, statutes, commandments. Go ahead.
Verse 17, and they shall be mine, said the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not.
Where's the Spirit have gathered?
Yep, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate.
Right. None of these shall fail. None of what shall fail? None of these prophecies shall fail. Okay? And none of the precepts are going to be missing anything. To want is to be lacking. Right? None of these precepts are going to be missing anything, man. Okay? Go ahead.
For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
That's it. His Spirit hath gathered these books together. All right? And put it and he preserved it up until this time. This book these words are very, very old, man. And he's preserved it up until these thousands of years later, man. Okay? This is a miracle in itself.
That's right.
That's it? Go ahead. All right.
2 Timothy 3 and verse 16, all scripture is given by the inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works.
Right, the man of the Most High is supposed to be thoroughly furnished unto all good works, supposed to be perfect. But this is what the book is allowing us to do. It's allowing us to be, the scriptures. Okay? But it also shows prophecies. It also shows history. Okay? And you can tie this history up with actual accounts that what do you call it? Modern history, so to speak. You go on Wikipedia and history books and you find the same information. And it'll show you that it's the truth. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 5 and 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside sealed with 7 seals.
Right, that book represents the scriptures that we have now. Bible, go ahead.
And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?" And no man in heaven, nor on earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon.
Right, no man was worthy. The only ones that was worthy was Yahweh Shai. Okay, go ahead.
And one of the elders said unto me,
And he did this after his sacrifice, right? That's when he was exalted on that level. Go ahead.
"Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book, and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld and
Meaning
lo-
to open the understanding of it. So you can get the understanding of it, right? Because before it was sealed as a book, is sealed. Give me that real quick, stay on that. Okay? This book is sealed even to these people right now. It's just sealed. They read the scriptures, it's like a jibber jabber. Okay? And that's how it was to us before we came into the truth, before the Spirit of the Lord came upon us to understand these things. Right? Okay? Tell them to read Daniel. Tell them to read, Genesis 1. Whatever, man. They're not going to get it. They're going to think, when they break it down, they're going to think, oh yeah, the snake had an apple in his mouth and came to Eve, slithered up in her arm. Right? So, why? Because they don't know how to discern scripture. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 11. "And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee."
Right, to bring to him that's so-called educated, and he won't understand. See, just because you go to Bible college or whatever the hell, you're not going to get the understanding of this book. The Lord is not dealing with those people. Or because you have a doctorate or whatever, you're not going to get the understanding of this book. That's not how the Lord is. That's not who the Lord is opening this knowledge to. Generally, go ahead.
"Read this, I pray thee." And he said, "I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned."
That's it. So this book is sealed unto you. What else you got?
This is Proverbs 25 and 2. "It is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter."
Daniel 12 and verse 4, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased."
Knowledge shall be increased. Okay? But the main knowledge that's being increased, the most important knowledge that's being increased is these scriptures. Okay? See? Go ahead. No, keep going on there and you didn't finish the seals.
Revelation 5, verse 6, "And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7
Now the
eyes."
7 horns represent what? What do the 7 horns represent?
Having 7 horns, isn't that the EU?
This is no, speak about the lamb that had 7 horns. What's that?
The lamb that had 7 horns.
That was slain.
It says, "And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the spirits of the Most High, sent forth into all the earth."
7
Well, you
horns,
don't know,
complete
yes.
power.
Huh?
Complete power, I would say.
7 horns?
Yeah.
Okay, what about the eyes?
Complete wisdom, eyesight.
Nice. Good, brother. Good. That's it. That's exactly it. But who's it speaking of?
Lord.
It's speaking of you were so confident with that, but it's okay. You got it though. That was good. That was good spiritual assessment. Okay, that's what it is. Now, what about the 7 spirits that were sent into the earth? Is that has Mobius and the 7 others? What's the 7 spirits talking about? You got the 2 first right, perfect. Take a spiritual assessment. You know? Educate yourself. Okay, that's okay. No, that's better anyway. Those 2 you got. That was real good, bro. What say ye? What are those 7 spirits that were sent out to the world?
The 7 spirits that was sent to the world.
Is that Leviathan, Enoch? Huh?
You mean the spirit of the prophets?
No.
So what?
He said the spirit of the prophets.
Of the what?
Of the prophets. Don't worry about his answer, brother. What's your answer? You know have that? What's the seven spirits?
It's the spirit of truth.
Huh?
The spirit of truth.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. What's another way to say it? The Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit, you know? Yeah, which is right. The same thing. It's the same thing. That's what, you know.
Took the safe route.
You
took the safe
you definitely took the safe route. But that's okay. That was good. That was all right. He was right. He was right. Right? He was right in the first two. Okay, so it's the power that Yahweh Shai has, and the understanding and wisdom that Yahweh Shai has, and the Holy Spirit that He sent out to His men to understand the book that He wrote the seals on. And everyone doesn't understand the book. The seal, this is still sealed to the majority of these people. Okay?
So that means that's why they say Alahayim, right? The seven spirits.
Which is what?
It's seven spirits, so the multitude.
The spirit is not it's not Allah. The word spirit is not Allah.
It's power.
The word power is Allah. The word spirit is Baha. Go ahead.
It says, and I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High, sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints.
Right, so that's it. So anyways, there was praise made once Yahweh Shai did that, man, because that was the beginning of what? That was the beginning of the sealing of Yasharallah being coming back in rulership in the planet Earth. Because what was the main thing they always asked the Lord? Are you at this time going to implement the kingdom of Israel? It's all about the Lord implementing our kingdom again. That's what it's all about, man. Even now. So when the Lord comes back, He's going to implement that, take down this kingdom and implement our kingdom. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. All right? So ultimately, what you got? That's it? Go ahead.
This is Matthew 24, verse 35.
It's a transition of power. That's what the Lord is getting ready to do. Set up a righteous government, take down this wicked, deceitful government, and set up a righteous government in truth. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Matthew 24, verse 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
That's it. What you got, Samad?
2 Ezra 12 and 35. This is the dream that thou sawest, and these are the interpretation. Thou only hast been meant to know the secret of the highest. Therefore write all these things that thou hast seen in a book, and hide them, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose heart thou knowest, may comprehend and keep these secrets.
Right, because there's only certain people that was able to understand and comprehend it. It wasn't for everybody. Okay? He said to the wise. Go ahead.
That's it.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I had this one.
That's the one you had.
I have to say
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 8 and verse
Go ahead. I got it. You got it?
Isaiah 8 and 16. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples.
Right. Bind up the testimony, seal the law amongst his disciples. It's going to be given to the ones that were chosen to get it. Everyone is not going to get this truth, man. No, everyone's not going to understand the book. Okay? Go ahead, Yashua.
Isaiah 55 verse 11. So shall my words go forth out of my mouth, and it, let me just, Isaiah 55 11. So shall my words be that go forth out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
Right. The words are not going to come back void, but it's going to accomplish that's what Yahweh Shai please me. It's going to, everything that is written is going to come to pass. And it's going to do whatever it was meant to do. Whatever he puts forth, whatever he said is going to happen, is going to happen. Okay? That's why I said, like the elites, they, we're telling them that according to the scriptures, they're going to have to implement this RFID, CHIN, this is the mark of the BAST, and they're doing it. Why don't they just say, oh, we ain't going to do that part now? You guys think this and that Bible's real? We ain't going to do that part. They can't. Because in order for them to do that's part of their goal. Guess what? War is inevitable. They can't stop it. The Lord's put the spirit of people to fight. Okay? And it also benefits these elites' plans more anyway.
Yep.
So everything is lining up with the plans of Yahweh. Go ahead, bro. That's it?
As it says also, he declared the end before the beginning.
That's right.
He knows that everything that's going to happen is according to his will.
And that's according. That's his glory too. That's glory for him too. Because the fact that he can do that, you know, like it's already happened in another dimension, like the way it's put. Okay. Yeah. Spiritually fit. Right?
Isaiah 42:9, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
Let's get the last scripture.
Psalms 25:2. O Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. Yet let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause.
Right.
Verse 18. Look upon mine affliction and my pain, and forgive all my sins. Consider my enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with a cruel hatred. O keep my soul and deliver me. Let me not be ashamed, for I put my trust in thee. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Redeem Israel, O power, out of all his trouble.
Break it down.
So, like you're saying, we're waiting on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We're waiting upon the prophecies to come to pass. And at the end of the day, as the vision shall speak, we will not be ashamed.
Right.
Because everything is going to happen according to the word. So even though it tarries, it will not tarry, it shall come to pass.
Woo! This is Numbers 23 and verse 19. The Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
That's it. All right. So everything that he said is going to come to pass. And there's nothing that the Edomites can do about it. There's nothing that the elites can do about it. All right. They're just going to have to eat that. Okay?
Hebrews 11:26, esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible.
Right. This is the book of Isaiah 14:24. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand. Verse 27, for the Lord of hosts hath purposed, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?
That's it. Right. Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
Right. So everything that the Lord wants to happen is going to happen. All these things we're telling them is going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. And then they're going to think about us.
That's right.
You know. Well, we're those crazy guys on the street. They were talking about these things. Right. But it's going to be too late. Okay. And they're just going to be judged. All right. Because there's a certain time period that Jake has to repent. Man. Once that time closes, we're coming to the closing part. Now you're just going to have to eat the judgment. Man. Okay. Good.
Psalms 138:2. I will worship toward thy holy temple. I will praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name.
Right. His word. What does it mean he magnifies his word above all his name? Meaning everything he said is going to come to pass. Okay? Everything he said. And nothing he said is not. And then he said he's going to exalt us over the nations. Didn't he say we're going to rule over our enemies, man? Didn't he say that? That he's going to come back and take down the Edomites? He said that. That's all part of the prophecies, man. So it's going to happen. All right? Slack, go ahead.
Isaiah 30, verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be ashamed, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Right, because they trusted in this society. We read that before. Trusting in this society is just going to get them in more confusion. It'll be more confusion. Right? Just like these people took the juice. Now Trudeau's saying, oh, I never forced nobody to take it.
Yeah, I saw him.
That's all. I never forced nobody
I've
to
seen
take
the
the
juice. I saw it. That was funny, man.
Really untrustworthy. You really don't trust those devils, man. That's the image of untrustworthiness.
That's the way he sits, man. Like,
That's weak sauce. But anyways, let's up good.
And just to finish, Proverbs 21 and 15, it is the joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be upon the workers of iniquity.
right.
The man that wandered out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. In verse 21, he that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness, and honor.
And that's what we're following after. Right? The world is following after wickedness, the lust of their own flesh. Really, ultimately, it's the lust of their heart. Whatever their, the scriptures say, the heart is deceitful above all things, desperately wicked. Okay, but their whole thing is to feed the flesh, right? Like even when you do with a lot of these ads, like obey your thirst, right? Or what's that? Just do it. You know, those things are things that feed that are pushing the flesh, right? Oh, you know, you're bored with your husband, go sleep with another guy. You deserve happiness too, right? And they justify that wickedness by what? Feeding the flesh. Saying, oh, my flesh needs it. But the Lord is looking at it like, I'm gonna kill you. All right? You see? All right? That's against the scriptures, right? Or eating an abomination, right? You go to a restaurant, you kind of want, you know, lasagna. I want the lasagna, but their lasagna is pork. But you like, oh, you know, it's pork, but you know, it's grass fed. It's grass fed. It cheweth the cud. It's grass fed, but it cheweth the cud. This one, right? You try to justify to what? To feed your flesh. Okay, instead of walking in the spirit.
Sometimes they have that grainy bacon. That grainy bacon they put on.
Oh, yeah.
For your salad?
With that, we're gonna say all praises going on. The last thing the apostle knows bring no stone salutations. Much of respect to brothers out there pushing this word out through this sincerity. Shema, Shema, Allah, Yahweh, 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 Shema, Shema, Allah, Yahweh, 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 Shema, Shema, Allah, Yahweh, 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 Bad the ball, Bad the ball,